We believe that life continuously changes, and to survive, you have to change with it. The essence of WAKO's entire history is based on this universal aphorism. WAKO came into being in Europe in 1976. It was founded by George Bruckner, a Berliner, who 2 years later, in 1978, promoted the very first World Semi- and Full-Contact Karate Championships. Karate is what the sport was called back in those days. That event featured 110 competitors from 18 countries. Karate enjoyed its golden period between 1970 and 1975, thanks to the American filmmakers who discovered the exceptional entertainment value of the martial arts. At first, karate was only included in action scenes, but later, entire films were dedicated to this sport, and they were all made especially popular by the karate expertise of Bruce Lee. In the USA, the advent of professional karate led to full-contact karate events and the creation of the sport's most legendary American personages, which included such names as Joe Louis, Howard Jackson, Benny Urquidez, and Bill Wallace. A few of the professionals who started the revolution that more or less led to the present situation did indeed provide the muscle power, but they wouldn't have accomplished much of it if it hadn't been for the brains and money behind them. In Los Angeles in 1974, Mike Anderson and his partners, including George Bruckner, promoted a show that offered the world its first full-contact karate event, an event that was destined to become the cornerstone of our history. The World All-Styles Karate Organizations, WAKO, was established to compete with the World Union of Karate-Do Organizations, WUKO. In 1978, when George Bruckner promoted WAKO's first World Championships event, it only featured full and semi-contact competition. The same can be said about WAKO's second World Championships event that was promoted by Mike Anderson and held in Tampa, Florida, the following year, 1979. WAKO immediately established the rules and regulation for the new sports and right from the start began acting as the world's authentic Kickboxing Federation. While George Bruckner and Mike Anderson were busy consolidating WAKO, that was basically an amateur organization, two others were founded that followed the professional boxing model and had the same goals of promoting and sanctioning fight events throughout the world and selling the TV rights for the most important ones. These two organizations, the PKA, the Professional Karate Association, and the WKA, the World Karate Association, were founded in the USA in the late 70s. And in the 80s, they did very well in America as concerns the professional aspects of some of the disciplines that we practice today. Meanwhile, WAKO, who in order to avoid legal problems with WUKO had to change its name to World Association of Kickboxing Organizations, continued to grow in Europe and became better organized in the major countries. But it had to undergo a dark period between 1983 and 1997. During that period, one of WAKO's two organizations was headed by George Bruckner and the other by Ennio Falsoni, who was a former runner-up in the WUKO World Karate Championships of 1972. Ennio was more open-minded and had fewer preconceptions, and this caused some friction between him and George. They weren't getting along very well at all. But then WAKO came to another important turning point. This was in 1985 when Richard Lehrer, who had been supporting Ennio Falsoni ever since the day they met, promoted one of the most successful World Championship events ever held in Budapest. Right after that, George Bruckner was under pressure to be more cooperative with Ennio Falsoni. In fact, in 1987, he and Ennio agreed to reunite the two WAKO organizations, and George promoted the Munich World Championships. Toward the end of the 80s, WAKO came to another turning point. While the PKA was winding down, the WKA went ahead and penetrated Europe with Holland's Fred Royers and was promoting the semi, light, and full contact disciplines that had previously been our exclusive domain. Ennio Falzoni tried to work out an agreement with Fred Royers, but WKA's answer was negative on all points. Soon after having added light contact karate to our styles in 1987, WAKO, at a meeting held in Madrid in 1991, decided to officially adopt a new specialty, namely low kick. And we've been enjoying increasing success ever since. There weren't many countries interested in low kick at that time, but it was still a winning choice because it offered our members something extra and also provided another weapon for reducing WKA's competitive edge. So, in the year 2000, it wasn't surprising that WAKO decided to take advantage of the free advertising available in the Japanese K1 tournaments and officially opened up to Thai kickboxing and later on to aero kickboxing. Today, kickboxing is the general heading under which WAKO lists a number of different styles for meeting the various demands of its many enthusiastic practitioners. A lot of our new members are women, and we're also growing very quickly as regards the young people's categories. At the present time,